So both right away. It doesn't surprise me that they both have good wrestling skills.
Well, you mentioned both of them being really well-rounded, Sean. I mean, what would you be coaching these kids to come out and do? Especially, you know, we've seen a little bit more footage of Icaro. How would you coach against this?
Yeah, Icaro, I'll tell you what, he doesn't leave much space at all. He doesn't make many arrows. The Mackenzie, you just saw him try to slide by. He did that very well in some of the footage I watched him. He created that collar tie and then used a slide by to get behind some of his competitors. So, but he really doesn't make a ton of errors, Icaro. So you're gonna have to make him move a lot. It's an arm drag, almost a re-drag, but I think the key for Mackenzie is to try to get him to move a lot.
Yeah, like you said, you can immediately see some of those slide-bys. And we see a double switch off here from Icaro Moreno, and he sets him down.
Yeah, almost countered. I mean, Mackenzie was almost able to turn out of that, and then just Icaro finished well now in the closed guard.
I think that was really smart as well for Mackenzie to make sure the guard was closed when he fell, right? Because with someone like Icaro, if you can slow him down, control him a little bit, and not let him get into those frenzies passing that he's so well at, then that's gonna be a better shot for you. So he comes up here in close guard.
Yeah, he'll use the scoop, tries a waiter scoop. The close guard is, like as you mentioned, a very good way to slow people down. It also lets you get grips, lets you get in on the legs to create other opportunities, and so it's a nice place to start your attacking sequences from.
You can see Icaro, too, doing a great job controlling the right wrist of Mackenzie. He, before, was using that hand to push off the mat and get a lot of extension, right? When his arm was controlled, wasn't quite able to extend his hips in the same way.
Yeah, Icaro needs to have a hand on the hip right now. So Mackenzie could try to essentially come up in a body lock if he pummels in, try to stand up. Really, there he goes. But you can solve that by putting pressure on the hip, but Icaro didn't need to do that.
I think it's safe to say well, I was going to say the double is a big part of Icaro's game plan, and right as I said that, of course, he sits to the guard. But we saw, whoa, big jump there from Mackenzie Wong.
Yeah, trying to jump over the legs. Just left his arm behind a little bit now. Mackenzie was able to get out of that pretty well. So.
Oh, wow, and here's a guard pass, a really, really tight guard pass from Icaro Moreno. A little bit of a, maybe look at a buggy choke from Mackenzie Wong.
Gotta hook up the other leg. He might kind of try to squirt out of this into, maybe I was thinking he might try to squirt out to a front head arm, but.
Now we see a lot of this classic Icaro style here once he starts getting into this passing, man. Whether he opens up the mount inside control or he opens up the back, his ability to dig underhooks, which we're seeing Mackenzie defend very well here on the right side, right, is he's so attuned to finding the underhooks. I find that to be a big part of his game on top.
Yeah, Mackenzie getting out nicely there. Just going to look for a Darce. Yeah, there it is. He's going to try to get that at, Mackenzie needs to back up his legs if he's going to commit to that. Going to open that elbow. He's getting stuck now. Now it's tight, especially when you step over, but.
This is a tricky one because not all organizations allow these submissions, right, for the kids. So it could be a great path to attack these if you know that your opponent is not used to defending them as often in competition.
Yeah, that's right. There he got it.
Wow. Submission victory here for Icaro Moreno. Big hometown crowd, of course, for Icaro, like you mentioned earlier, Sean.
Yeah, and that was a nice contest. I mean, Mackenzie sort of turned into that Darce a little bit, and then it just got on tight. And I think the amount of time that he was stuck in that strangle, I mean, you hold that long enough, it'll slowly put you out.
Man, so fun to see these young kids coming in. And here's a bit of a replay. We've got that initial takedown there from Icaro. He had a bit of a single switch off to a double right into the closed guard of Mackenzie. And then Icaro actually opted to sit after that. We saw a little bit of jumping action from Makz as well. And there was that big pass sequence that got started. And here, like you said, Sean, this was it.
Yeah, he had been in it so long already at that point that it just started to get tight. When he stepped over to the mount, that really went on, and then he just never really recovered from that. There was the recovery from the mount position, and it's just on for so long. Makz needs to get to those fours, actually. Without getting to your fours, tough to get out of that.
And your winner with a submission with just 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining, Icaro Moreno!
Yeah, yeah, that's right.